Well, hello. This is Shane Barton, Downtown Revitalization Coordinator for CEDIK, the Community and Economic Development Initiative of Kentucky. Welcome to 6 Minutes with CEDIK. On today's episode, we're going to discuss the interest that often push or pull team members to an effort. In our last episode, we touched on who was often present or represented on downtown teams. Remember, it started with a small core that often included local government, chambers of commerce or Main Street merchants, local or regional tourism commissions, Main Street programs and downtown managers, and issues-focused nonprofits. But remember, this isn't where your team should stop, and perhaps it's not even where your team starts. I want to remind you to ask yourself, is it more important to think about who is on your team or why they are on your team? Some partners are easy to identify, while others may be more difficult. Be inclusive, create a diverse team, and continue thinking creatively about who is connected to your effort. Don't worry about too many. Instead, prioritize not leaving people out. Here are some questions to consider. Who will be negatively impacted by your project? What perspectives have we not heard from? Who can we include to gain that perspective? Who will benefit from the project? Who's already working on something similar? Whose influence is helpful to the success? Who supports or opposes the changes the project may bring? And lastly, who might have resources to contribute? Considering the team members you have identified or are even considering, what interests may attract them to your effort and what role may they play? Let's jump into the interest underpinning the core team members of our recent downtown revitalization efforts for a little insight. Local government interests often revolve around increased tax bases or revenue. They love to see increased property values or new jobs, new tax revenues, new revenue streams. They also really love to see community engagement or involvement that can allow the municipality to focus on their own priorities. Participation in downtown revitalization in the Promise Zone also meant there were grant dollars available for strategic investments. However, this may not always be the case, but efforts involving diverse team members and an engaged public are often favored by funders. A cautionary tale, though, about starting with local governments. Many, if not most, local governments are more likely to support a new project or idea after it's demonstrated broad-based, undeniable public support, or if it can showcase tangible results and impacts. Local governments are facing steady budget declines and increased responsibilities to adequately serve their communities, and they may not prioritize your vision or even acknowledge your efforts until it's in their best interest to do so. While local government may not be an early adopter of your vision, they will come around in time if your project starts to gain attention and attraction. Chambers of commerce and merchants associations are a great ally in leveraging business support for your innovative ideas. They love seeing increased occupancy rate, and rent stability allows for more diverse businesses to operate. Any effort to improve the image or aesthetics of a downtown are critical to impacting a visitor or potential investor's first impression. These efforts are often associated with projects that increase community pride, projects that also increase business traffic, both from cars and pedestrians, increase the volume of potential customers. Local chambers of commerce or Main Street merchants were present in about 90% of the downtown teams in our Promise Zone. Their members, the local businesses, are at the heart of downtowns, and positive outcomes for their members are the primary driver behind their involvement. Tourism interests often revolve around increased tourism opportunities. In the Promise Zone, that meant trail development and maintenance as a way to promote natural assets and public health. Many of our tourism constituents had the technical skills associated with mapping, and they had broad-reaching partnerships and connections. As downtowns are increasingly considered integral to the tourist and visitor experience, we see both local and regional tourism offices engaged in downtown revitalization efforts. This trend is great for downtowns because we have found these members bring a variety of technical skills to the team, often suited for tourism development, but synonymous for downtown revitalization as well. Downtown managers have a broad-reaching relationship with their downtown constituents. This often means building owners, business owners, and residents. In particular, Those affiliated with the Kentucky Main Street program have a commitment to support enhanced public design and placemaking, and are often tasked with tracking a number of valuable metrics. A critical piece for many downtown teams in the Promise Zone was a paid staff member to drive and provide leadership for the community's downtown revitalization process. Nonprofit interests often revolved around a commitment to public engagement and were often issue or topics focused. They were engaged in innovative creative placemaking, rooted in the expression of their own missions. The majority of downtown teams in the Promise Zone included both local and regionally focused nonprofits representing a variety of interests from the arts, trails, local food, the natural environment, and economic development. County extension agents have a programmatic focus area. They often have a strong connection to the farmers market and act as an advocate for local food economies. They are also strong community health advocates supporting both pedestrian and walkability projects in addition to nutrition. County extension agents are often one of the most underutilized community assets. They were present in nearly half of the downtown teams in the Promise Zone. Cultural and historic heritage organizations have an interest in historic preservation and often engaged in efforts to protect historic and cultural assets. They have an interest in cultivating and promoting the community's historic narrative. When cultural and historical assets are valued as components of the downtown visitor experience, local historical societies and cultural heritage organizations became a valuable team member. Community foundations often have an interest aimed at improving the quality of life, with a focus on building capacity and creating permanent, locally controlled community financial assets. A growing strategy to capture local wealth for current and future investment has been the creation of local foundations and philanthropic organizations. A reminder, while this list is expansive, it is most certainly not exhaustive, and you may need to refer to the questions we referenced earlier in today's episode to help identify members specific to your issue and project. This has been a deeper dive into what interests bring different team members to the process. In upcoming videos, I'll explore the roles these different team members play and share some additional resources to help you along the way. I hope you'll join me next time. If you'd like more information about how CEDIK can support your downtown revitalization efforts, please feel free to contact me at shane.barton@uky.edu. You can find more information on today's topic in our Downtown Team series, a set of resources designed to support individuals or communities working to create a team to support community development challenges. You can find that series on CEDIK's website.